these are the 7 best ways, in my personal experience, that will keep you broke forever. So if you want to stay broke forever, for sure, just make sure you're doing all 7 of these things. So number 1, keep buying a bunch of dumb stuff that you don't really need. And even if you don't have the money, just use a credit card for it. Number 1, like, it's honestly just keep buying things that you don't need and spend more money than what you make. It's a great way to stay broke. It's a great way to stay poor. It's a great way to ruin your credit and make sure that you can't use that credit to buy any assets or anything like that. And those are things that people that aren't broke do. So you definitely don't want to be doing those things. So just make sure that you keep spending more than what you make. And, bonus points if you're spending that money on dumb things you don't even need. Cool. So, number 2, make sure that you have lifestyle creep. If you don't know what lifestyle creep is, it's let me tell you a quick story. So there's a college student named Chris. He's going to school. He is living in a house. He's renting a room out of a house. He's got 4 other roommates, and he rides like his bicycle to school, to college. His expenses are really low. He pays like $500 a month for this room, and his bike. He got it when he was in high school. He doesn't really pay for that. He's eating ramen noodles, so he's only paying like $150 a month on food for himself, and so his overall expenses are about $700 per month. And then he graduates college, he gets a job that's paying $50K per year, and all of a sudden he moves out of that place. He gets his own place for $2,000 a month. He goes and finances a car because now he has a W-2. So now he's got a car payment and insurance. All that totals like $500 a month. So now all of a sudden, that's just his housing and his car is now $2,500 per month out of his $50K per year job, right? He still has food, other expenses. So a lot of these expenses that I talked about here that Chris experienced, these are necessary expenses. You probably, maybe could have got a cheaper car or a used one or still had roommates. But what this is called when we do this is called lifestyle creep. We end up making more money. And as soon as we make more money, we find something to spend it on. And when we do this, our lifestyle really remains the same. And also, we don't have any extra money to be able to save or to invest or to have our money work for us. So, if you want to stay broke forever, definitely make sure that you have lifestyle creep. If you start making more money, you get a raise, maybe you get a bonus, make sure that you add extra expenses to your life so that you can't use that money to get ahead because it's a great way to stay poor and stay broke forever. So, moving on. Number 3, use credit cards often and only make the minimum payment. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. Use your credit cards for everything. Bonus points if you're using them for things you don't even need, like extra bonus points. Like, awesome, you're going to be so good at staying poor if you do that. And only make the minimum payments. Or if anything, don't even make payments at all. Great way to stay poor. You're going to ruin your credit and you won't be able to borrow anything and you'll owe a lot of money. You might end up getting sued by credit card companies. So perfect way to stay poor, possibly go bankrupt, is to do that. Number 4, don't do your own retirement planning. And all right, let's say that you weren't doing number 1, 2, and 3, which means that you're not really on the fast track to staying poor. And so you're actually like not spending more than what you make. You actually have some money, but you're not doing your own retirement planning. Well, if you're not investing into a standard IRA or a Roth IRA on your own, aside from your 401k at your job, aside from whatever your job does for you, just doing it on your own. If you're not doing that, then it's still a decent way to stay poor. At least in your later ages, like maybe you already have a 401k or a 401 Roth IRA through your work, and that could set you up, but if you did your own investing as well, planning for retirement, well, you're definitely not going to be poor, like even after you stop working. So if you want to be poor forever, don't do that. Don't set up a standard IRA or a Roth IRA. If you want to learn more about Roth IRAs or standard IRAs, I made a video about that. I'll put it up in the corner over here. But definitely don't start one if you want to stay poor. That's the main takeaway from this video. So now moving on, we are at where are we at? Number 5. This is a great one. Great way to stay poor. Never do anything to increase your income. So, the people who end up not living paycheck to paycheck anymore, people who end up being able to invest and have their money like work for them instead of them working for their money, uh, they tend to also look at increasing their income. They're not just trying to budget and cut expenses and not spend as much. They're also trying to earn more. So, and there's different ways you can do this. You can start a business, there's side hustles. I would say that the easiest way to be able to earn more money is just to work more at the job you already have. There's zero risk there. It's like you work more at the job you already have, you make more money. If you look for a new job that capitalizes on the skills that you already have, then you can get paid more than what you're currently getting paid. Uh, there was a study done that showed that the people who switch jobs every 2 years ended up making way more than the people who stayed at their job and were asking their bosses for raises. And that's because you work at a role for a couple of years, you end up doing the role and a little bit more always. So you end up gaining more skill. And then you can take that and market yourself to a different employer, and you can negotiate your salary when you get hired. And you negotiate a higher salary. And so these are all things that you don't want to do if you want to stay poor. Definitely don't do that. If you want to stay poor, stay broke forever, just expect that your employer is going to ask you if you want a raise. Never even ask for a raise. Just like hope that, every 2 years you get like a 3% raise, and that raise really only covers the inflation. So it makes it so that your pay is really the same. You're able to keep buying the same amount of stuff because prices for things have gone up over that time. And that's why you got that raise, cost of living raise. Even though you're like, hey, I got more money, you really could buy the exact same amount of stuff with it. And so make sure that that's your plan. And that's the only thing that you do, which is basically nothing. And that will definitely contribute to you staying poor forever. Um, Number 6. So we're almost there. Number 6. Only save money in your bank account. And now, if you're really trying to stay poor, you wouldn't even have money to save, right? Because you're already spending more than what you make. You're using credit cards to do it. You're not paying your credit card bills, or you're only making the minimum payments. But if for some reason, if you messed all that up, but you still really want to stay poor and you are saving money, make sure that you're only saving it in a regular bank account instead of opening a high yield savings account or a money market account, because those things, they'll pay you interest that's higher than the rate of inflation. Meaning if you're saving your money in a high yield savings account or a money market account without even putting it into the market, you just have it in the money market account ready to deploy to the market. A lot of them, you'll get interest that's like 4%. And so what that means is that your money, just by having it sitting there, is actually making you more money. And that's the last thing that you want to do if you want to stay poor forever, is have your money make you more money. And that leads us to number 7. This is the caveat. It's don't get your money to work for you. If you want to stay poor forever, just make sure that no matter what, the only time that you ever make money is because you spend your personal time doing something. If you need to, if you're like, hey, I want to make some more money, make sure that you have to go to work for like an hour to do it. And make sure that that's the only way that you make money. Like there's a lot of different ways that you can make it so that you're making money without you spending time. Maybe it's either owning a business, having some sort of side hustle, like even growing a YouTube channel. right? This YouTube channel collects ad revenue when people are watching the videos when I'm doing different things. Like, you don't want to do any of that stuff. Definitely don't want to put your money into the market or investing in other companies, which is actually what you're doing when you put your money into the market. You're investing in another company, high yield savings accounts, different things that give you compounding interest. You can't do any of that if the goal is to stay broke forever, because it's not going to work. You won't stay broke. You won't be broke if you're doing these things. So, just a brief recap: 7 best ways to stay broke forever. Number one, spend more than what you make. Number two, make sure that you have lifestyle creep. Number three, use credit cards often and only make the minimum payments. Please, for the love of God, only make the minimum payments if you really want to stay poor. Number four, don't do your own retirement planning. Don't open up a standard IRA or a Roth IRA. Um, you're just gonna have more money in the long run if you do that. So don't. Number five, never do anything to increase your income ever. Don't ever look for a better job, higher paying job. Don't try to work more. Like, all that stuff is for the birds. That's for people that don't want to be broke, right? And so if that's your goal, don't do that. Number six, only save money in your bank account. Um, that's a great way to stay broke, to stay poor, because inflation's just eating away at it. And that's great, right? Inflation's eating away at the money you're saving. It's like, if your goal is to stay poor, why do you even have money in that savings account? Go spend all that and then go get a credit card and max that out, right? So, number seven, don't get your money to work for you, because why would you do that if your goal is to stay poor? And so, obviously, if your goal is to not stay poor, do the opposite of all these things. There's plenty of other videos on this channel that talk about the things that I'm doing. And so, if you want to check those out, make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.